One of the highlights of the calendar year in Oklahoma City, and certainly one of the highlights of the spring, is the Festival of the Arts presented by Arts Council OKC. I'm Dave Morris here in the Oklahoman's video studio along with my friends, the co-chairs of this year's event in 2019, Randy Lewis, Susan Whittington. Thank you so much,
Thank you
both
for having
of you,
us.
for being here.
Thank you very much.
The co-chairs, what does this mean? Does this mean, hey, I've put my stamp on the event this year and it's going to go X, Y, and Z this way? Sort of?
Sort of.
You're like, no, Dave, this has been done so many years.
It's actually, you know, it's kind of one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sure.
They've been doing it for 53 years now.
53 years.
It started in 1967, and so we figure, you know, they know what they're doing. We really can't make it work without the over 5,000 volunteers that we get. We have over 400 day chairs or co-chairs for committees that we have. And really, it's been a staple in my life for the last 26 years.
I was about to say, it really is kind of a staple. The Oklahoman moved downtown, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago at this point. So for us, it's a great lunch location, as it turns out. But it also is for a lot of the downtown business community. Randy, you were at the prayer breakfast this morning. That's another annual event downtown. So you certainly see a lot of friends and fellow coworkers and downtown colleagues at this event every year.
Absolutely, it's a family-friendly event that provides not only art, but we have entertainment from our stages. We have 3 stages. We have a main stage, a children's stage, so there will be performing arts. It's really for everybody, from the children all the way up to the people that really love the art. We have 2D art, 3D art, pottery, sculpture, just a lot of things for everybody, in addition to, of course, the food, which we all love.
I've seen some B-roll from the festival a couple years ago. Some quick information: the Festival of the Arts this year starts on Tuesday. It runs through Sunday, just as it does every year. Got a nice run. It's at Bicentennial Park. Moved there a couple years ago, right?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Okay, so this is the 4th year at Bicentennial Park. There are the dates for this year.
That's our sculpture park area.
It's a good layout for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking at our, well, we were at that food row, of course. We have a lot of good, returning staples as Strawberries Newport, Indian Tacos, Sestubon. But we also have some exciting new restaurants. Would you like to talk about those?
Sure. The Bayou is a new one this year, and I think what you're going to see there is the way they display their food is they take a pineapple and cut it in half and core out the pineapple. So people walking around eating out of a pineapple Cajun type dish, I think that's really going to be, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? I want to try that.
I want the pineapple bowl thing
yeah,
that you're
right. So we hope that that's something visually appealing as well as to the palate.
You know what? It's also a little more visually appealing than the Frito pie in the Frito
big
bag. You know what you see?
Turkey leg. Those are popular. Those are popular.
That you see at some other festival and/or events, but the culinary artists at this event every year always do a fantastic job.
Yeah, they're great.
And one of the highlights of the events, we were chatting before we got started here. You met with my colleague Brandy McDonald for the print interview at Sushi Nico. There will be sushi at this year's event.
Right.
Yes.
Yokozuna.
And they're also going to be a staple in our culinary arts tent, which is really a great place for you to come and watch some demonstrations. And then also they'll give you samples after they show you a demo, which is great. So, and they'll be going on almost every hour throughout festival. So come and join that. It would be great.
I've been to that a few times. Our food editor, Dave Cathy, has given a demonstration many years, and it's a free event.
Yes.
We mentioned it's for everybody except dogs. No dogs permitted
we
for their safety as well.
Correct. We do discourage dogs because of it's so crowded and everything, and just for the safety of everybody and the dog themselves,
and
really.
So it's free to come to the events. You're free to browse. Also free to purchase some food, but also the art.
Right. And of course, we have 144 artists from all over. In fact, we even have international this year. We have one artist from Israel.
Oh, wow.
So
nice.
He actually happens to be in the States at this time, so it worked out perfectly. So we're excited, and then obviously you'll see some new art, and along with the ones that you've seen in the past. They have to be juried in every year.
Okay.
We have 3 jurors, 1 local, and 2 this particular year we actually had 1 from California and 1 from Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we don't actually pick them. They were actually juried by artists themselves. And actually, in fact, I know all 3 of these jurors had been on our festival before, had shown in our festival before. So also the food is juried in, tasted and picked.
See, that's part of the work you guys have to do leading into this event, right? As
Correct.
co-chairs, you have to kind of participate in.
Right.
Yes, it's a 2-year commitment. It's an honor to be asked to do this,
Very much so.
But it does become a 2-year commitment. We shadowed last year, and so this year is our year for the festival, and next year it's Casey Knowlton and Randy Cassimus that will be your chairs for next year.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, so they are shadowing with us this year.
Right.
But so it's all of those committees. There's 40-something committees that we're working with the chair of that committee, and then there's day chairs, and then there's the volunteers that actually show up. And you know, we are able to benefit from the proceeds of all of this for our other programs. Opening night, what are the other ones? The Twilight series in the park. Those are all programs that the Arts Council does, and the proceeds go to help with those low-cost programs.
Speaking of such, you can find more information on the website, artscouncilokc.com. It has all sorts of information about what the Arts Council does, provides, and benefits, and also the Festival of the Arts. Lots of information there. There are a few things we should mention that people know about every year in addition, or it happens at the Festival of the Arts, including the Angels and Friends Party.
Correct. That's one of our biggest fundraisers. Well, it is the biggest fundraiser. It is on Wednesday of festival, April the 24th, correct?
Correct.
Yes, starting at 5:30, and there'll be some really light jazz music at the beginning, and we'll have restaurants and obviously bars, and later they'll pick it up with a band called Drive, and then we'll maybe start some dancing. So it sounds like it's a great fun time.
We mentioned that this whole event is at Bicentennial Park. That's between City Hall and the Civic Center Music Hall, and Angels and Friends is at the Civic Center, right?
Yes,
Correct.
It's in the foyer of the Civic Center there. There's 8 different restaurants, I believe, set up, and so all kinds of food, and it's really the party of the year that you want to be at.
And speaking of the food and the stages, when you go out to Bicentennial Park, the 2 streets, Couch and the other Colcord, which will be blocked off, I believe, here in a couple days, that's where your main stretch of food and then the stages, 2 of the stages are.
Yes, on both sides, there's half of the food on both sides of that, and then there's a stage at the end of each one of those streets, and then the main stage is at the steps of City Hall there.
Correct.
And that's where things will officially kick off on Tuesday, correct?
Correct.
That's correct. We'll kick off there at 11 o'clock, and we'll actually open up the festival from the stage there, along with the City Council and the Mayor and others.
Very nice. And on those other stages, I'm guessing next year's co-chair, Randy Cassimus, will be performing at some point.
He's performing this year as well.
I think he's part of our performing arts.
Yes. Yes.
All right, very nice. There's a youth art sale as well, I believe, that is back this year.
Yes,
Correct.
that's Saturday only. It's actually just like our artists, our young artists will go through and apply for the process and go through a jury process where they will come in and set up for Saturday only, and they'll start at about noon and shut down at about 6, where they actually can sell and display their own art that they have made. And it's just kind of get them prepared for the next step of pursuing their art career.
Very nice. Yeah. I believe we have touched on all the bases against the 53rd Annual Festival of the Arts presented by Arts Council OKC. What, 750,000 people attend this every year?
Yes, and it's going to be great weather.
We're dialed up for really great weather and no wind.
Fantastic.
So please come out and support us.
Absolutely. Again, it's Tuesday through Sunday down at Bicentennial Park. Randy and Susan, appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
With everything, and big thanks to Michelle for her help as well, and Todd Frazier producing.
Okay.
Thank you.